You start recording. All right, hi everyone. Welcome to Build Your Book. I'm here with Carolina. And Carolina, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Jason, for having me. So I am a business entrepreneur for health and wellness entrepreneurs. So I help people build their businesses. Two of my main expertise is mindset and social media. So I work with massage therapists, Reiki healers, acupuncturists, anything with the health and wellness field. I've been a massage therapist for over 10 years. I have a studio in Delray Beach, and now I help others build a business. And I love the business world, and I love entrepreneurship. So.
Awesome. And some of you said, so we're here to talk a little bit about social media because that is one of your biggest, or one of your expertise, I should say, as we've talked about before. But I kind of wanted to delve into something you said about mindset and thinking about the situation that we're all in, right? COVID, everybody says new normal. I hate that phrase, but anyway, um, and a lot of people are struggling right now in terms of building their business. So, in terms of mindset, like what advice would you give those people?
So I think what really happened with COVID is it really emphasized that your business structure wasn't really focused on the online world. So what happened is a lot of people realized that their websites aren't looking a certain way, or their presence is not very good online, and especially on social media. So pretty much your business was almost done overnight, or what seemed like overnight. So as far as, we spoke about this just a couple minutes before, Jason, is that you really need to think long term with business and entrepreneurship. So especially with social media, you really want to look at social media as your presence and how you look, how you look to the public and to your client. Social media, I mean, it's been around for so long, and I had a lot of therapists make fun of me, and I was always, promoting Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. And now a lot of people are coming to me, and I can't build what takes weeks or months or sometimes even years in a matter of days. So it's really important to just think long term, almost like a life, not even almost, but you want to think of it as a lifestyle. Just like you put your clients through a certain through certain systems, you really want to incorporate social media as a regular routine, a regular part of your business. It's critical, and if you're not on or you're not on social media right now, it's almost as if your business doesn't exist.
So we say social media, and like
Yep.
when I speak to a lot of massage therapists, they go, well, I have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, ABCD, Vine, like how many are Twitter? How do you choose one, or should you choose them all? Like, how do you go making that choice?
So usually when people say, I'm on this, I'm on that, I'll look at their social media, and yes, they have a profile, but they don't do anything with it. Like, you'll go on their profile and their last post was from 3 months ago, 6 months ago. You might as well not be on that platform if you're not working on it. So how do you choose? I always say it's better to focus on one and really go all in on one and focus on one than be on 10 and vaguely be on at each one of them. It really, with social media, unless you work it, it's not going to work for you. So social media is not about, posting a profile photo, posting a bunch of photos, and just, one and done it, and that's it. You really need to work it. With every single platform, there's a different strategy, a different energy, a different vibe. Different type of people use different types of social platforms. So you really, my motto in business is have fun. So with social media, I personally love social media. I find it so much fun. But you're going to do something completely different on TikTok than you're going to on LinkedIn. So really take a look at each social media platform and just see which one you like best, and decide on one or two or three and go all in. Post, regularly, create content, really engage with your clients. It's not about just posting and walking away, because that's just pointless in
Right.
my opinion, you know.
So can we focus on one or two? And the two I mainly get questions about are Facebook and
Yep.
Instagram. And so you mentioned that there are different strategies for both. Could you just, you don't have to tell us like everything. Could you give us some insight into what's the strategy for Facebook versus what's the strategy for Instagram? Like just a little,
Yeah.
synopsis of that.
So one thing that I always say with social media is when somebody makes a decision in between 3 and 10 seconds. So when they go on your Facebook business, you want to really portray what you do. So for Facebook, a simple thing is take a look at your cover photo. Doesn't reflect your practice. If somebody were to go on your Facebook page, can they see, okay, she or he is a massage therapist? If you specialize, for example, in cupping therapy, is that what it portrays what I'm doing here? There's a lot to it, but one amazing thing about Facebook is it's not just about the Facebook business page. One of my favorite components of Facebook business page is the events
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it. That is, you can create an event, really having nothing to do with your business, just to bring awareness. Go and join different groups, like your group, Jason. Share your knowledge or meet other people. Really, social media is about bringing awareness to your brand and your company. What I call is setting the foundation. So you want to really go on your Facebook page or business page and take a look at, is everything there? Your website, your hours, your location. I can't tell you, and this is such a simple thing. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a Facebook page and I can't tell where that therapist is located.
Wow.
It seems, a lot of times we set up a business page and we just, leave it alone. Another great aspect about Facebook business is that you can share your story right there in the about page. Share your story. You're unique. Share what kind of therapist you are, where you're coming from, whom you help. So most importantly is you want to have that foundation set. So when somebody goes on your Facebook page, they can tell exactly what you do and who you help and how you can help them. Another thing that I see the biggest mistake is that people share other people's content. You have to remember, when you share other people's content, you're building up their business. You're not building up your own. So I know it's a lot of therapists are like, okay, let me at least post, they say, post once a day or post 5 days a week or whatever it is. Let me just share this funny meme or share this funny video. Okay, I posted. That means nothing. When your client goes on your Facebook page and you shared some funny cat video that's completely irrelevant to your practice, you lose that client right away. They're not going to come back. But if you create your own piece of content, maybe sharing a tip or a video or a testimonial from a client, they're going to see, oh wow, they really know what they're talking about. Next time I need this, I'm going to go to her. So that's Facebook. With Instagram
So
again.
can I?
Yeah.
So what's really cool, a couple of things you said, I just want to kind of like, you gave so much in that small time frame,
Yeah.
but you talked about the content, like the types of content, and you said videos, testimonials, and tips. So it almost seems to me that massage therapists already have the content that they need. Like trying to decide what to post is not this thing where I'm going, I don't know what to post. Like you could have videos of you doing cupping or videos of you doing a particular modality or something like that. And even with tips, these could be things that you tell your clients, after they're done, like after a massage is over and things like that. So it's like you have the content. The content is what you do. It's not a matter of, well, what do I post? Am I on the right track there?
100%. So the biggest, question is like, what do I post? What do I post? I don't know what to post. And 100%, you're exactly right, Jason, is that your content is already there. So in a nice way, use your clients. If client A comes in with this problem, talk about them and how you solved it for them, what you did. Ask them for a testimonial. You can do a simple, piece of content. Could be a simple testimonial, make it a nice meme, use Canva, and then that's your piece of content. what I like to do is for example, every day of the week have a different theme. You know, for example, Mondays can be Monday motivation. Tuesdays can be Tuesday tip. Wednesday could be client testimonial, so that you already have your themes laid out and you just kind of fill in the blank.
Wow.
But the most important thing is just to be, you know, consistent. Another thing with creating content is you have a brick and mortar, so you are a local business, you are a part of the community. So you want to, you know, think of yourself as the authority figure of that space, that, you know, 5-mile radius. So anybody with any kind of ailment or any kind of healing that they need, you want them coming to you. When I, you know, with the themes of the week, one day of the week, what I did with when I built up my studios, one day of the week, I promoted other businesses. Hey, check out this chiropractor, check out this new restaurant, check out the latest news in the community. That's a piece of content. It's really, you know, it's just simple. You know, you want them coming to you. Okay, Carolina knows what's going on. She's an expert in this. When I feel like crap, she's the first person I think about. That's what you want to do. You want to be in front of your clients and top of mind for them next time they need some kind of solution to a problem.
And I kind of want to tease out a lot of what you said, because you pack a lot of information in a small.
I know. I tend to do that because there's just so much, and I just give, and you know, why not?
No, it's awesome. So like a lot of the questions that I get too is like, how often should I post? And you answered that. You basically every day, more or less, and you have a theme for the days that you post. So Monday could be, like you said, tip Monday, or I like tip Tuesday. Monday could be check out other businesses, or whatever the case may be.
Whatever it is, the most important is being consistent. You know, again, I've seen a lot of profiles when somebody says, you know, I have a Facebook business page, but it's not working for me. And then I go on their Facebook business page and I literally see the last post they did was 3 months ago or 6 months ago. If you don't work social media, it's not going to work for you.
Okay. So even if they post it once a week, your advice is just be consistent about when you do it.
Yeah, I mean, do a little bit more than once a week, but
okay.
But yeah, it doesn't have to be like every day, you know, but at least, because Facebook right now is it wasn't like it was 5 years ago. You know, the organic reach on Facebook was tremendous 5 years ago. Now it's, you really need to be top of mind. You really need to be in front of your clients. That's why utilizing the events aspect, utilizing different groups, local groups in your community are amazing. You know, even when you create an event, I'm sure you've noticed when somebody responds to an event, going or interested, it shows up on your newsfeed. You see, oh my God, my friend Lisa is going to this event. What's this event? Let's click on it. A little kind of sneaky way of doing an event is you can maybe create a type of promotion or even a type of service that you do and make it an event. You know, so if you have if you're a cupping therapist and maybe you have specialized in a certain type of cupping, and maybe, you know, right now it might be a little bit of slow time, you can create a little promotion and say, okay, we're creating an event Friday from 4 to 6. We have a special, you know, going on, and you create an event for it. That way it brings more eyes on it.
That makes so much sense. I never even thought, even for online businesses, that's that's something that could be like, you have my mind going now. So that's pretty cool. I never thought of it.
Yeah. Social. I mean, it's you know, marketing is attention. That's all it is. I mean, it's you have a good product, you have a service, you need to get it in front of as many people as you can. Right now, in-person things you can't do. What I used to tell people is literally walk around your business and say hello and meet your local businesses and neighbors. You obviously, you know, we can't do that right now. So everything is online.
Right.
You know.
So I kind of want to jump to Instagram, because you mentioned that and you were going there. If somebody wanted to get started, say on Instagram, what tips would you give them?
So Instagram is very visual. So even more importantly is when they go on your profile, you want to really portray what you do. So it's so much more important because it's all visual and it's all photos. So if you're, again, using the example of a cupping therapist, you don't want to start posting photos of your kids or your cat or your vacation or this. You really want that person making a decision about your business right away. Depending on whom you speak to, they say you have to have it laid out a certain way or theme or color. That's a good strategy as well, but I think the most important thing is because Instagram is really in your face, it's super important to be relevant to your business. Another bigger thing, because you have to manually put it in Instagram, is that make sure your location is on there. It happens more often than not when I go on a therapist's profile and it's amazing. They could have amazing photos and content, but I literally don't know where they're located. Instagram is really more, reaching out to your local community. One tip for Instagram is using that location feature. So when you do post a photo, make sure you post where you're posting from, so that location feature. Because a lot of times when somebody's looking for a therapist, they're using that location feature. They're usually not using a hashtag. They're using, like, if they live in Delray Beach, they're looking, under location, Delray Beach, okay, what's going on, what's local. So when you start posting consistently from that local area, you're going to come up on that location page. So that's also important. What I find with Instagram is that people aren't as engaging on Instagram. So you really need to go out and get your clients. So also yourself using the location option is look for clients. So for example, again, if you're a cupping therapist and you work with athletes, search location, and maybe you'll see some personal trainers or some people who are working out, and reaching out to them and messaging them or commenting on their profile or adding them some kind of engagement. Right now with social media, you really need to do a lot of outreach. You need to actually go out and speak to your clients. It's not about posting and stepping back and doing nothing. You're really not going to get as much traction, as much traction with social media.
Right. And you mentioned something really interesting. When you talked about Facebook, you said like reaching out to local businesses, kind of the same with Instagram. And then you mentioned chiropractic. So this is something I tell massage therapists all the time, right? If somebody else has your client, like the client that you want, like a chiropractor is an example, getting to know them or getting to know like whichever business that is going to help you so much, because then they're able to refer that person to you. So it's almost like you have this automatic stream of clients, more or less. I will say overnight, it's really not, but overnight. And the work you did was building a relationship, right? So
yes. Yeah, that's actually one of the top ways that I built my space in Delray Beach, is the relationships. Again, I used to go out to a lot of networking events. Now we can't do that, but you can do the same thing with online. As simple as liking their post or commenting or looking at their stories. That's another strategy on Instagram that a lot of people do now, is just when somebody sees, oh, Jason Carter liked my post. Who is this guy? Let me click on his profile. Let me see what he does. You mentioned this a few minutes ago as well. So it's just getting those eyes on you. And then when you have quality content, when your Facebook page or your page really reflects your business, they can see exactly what you do and what you offer. So for example, a chiropractor can go on and say, oh my God, look at Lisa Smith is a cupping specialist. Wow, that's good to know. So
that's pretty cool. Yeah. And in terms of one of the biggest things people have issues with too is, okay, so I'm gonna post and then I gotta post. And is there any automation or any kind of way that people can, let's say you sit down and on Sundays or Saturdays, you say, I'm gonna create my post for the week and have it done with, and I don't have to go back in. Like, do you suggest any kind of tools or anything like that?
I personally don't automate anything because unless you have, a lot of employees or a lot of locations, I really think right now being authentic is a lot more important than getting content and posts out. So you really can't automate personality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, maybe doing the themes or anything you'd like to do, but making sure you're consistent. But as far as automating, I don't. I think right now what's happening, especially, is that people do want that authenticity. So people are very kind of frustrated with the bots. You notice that a lot. I notice it on LinkedIn where they're, huge agencies and it's just a numbers game, but they're sending out 100, 200,
Wow.
300 messages a day. You might want to automate, but unless you get to that aspect, maybe, but no, don't automate it. Make it, especially an independent therapist or a small business, really have that personality come out and take that time and set aside that time and really do it, one by one. I have just something that I do. I have a booklet. I have a notebook, and I've always content ideas, and things come to me random, and I just jot them down in that notebook. So I have pages and pages of just content ideas of tips or mindset tips or from books I read or whatever. So you just want to get a little organized.
All right, so we're almost at time. We have 1 minute. I'm gonna
Okay.
ask one question, and then I'm gonna two questions actually.
Okay.
One is, what are there any kind of tools they can use that help create their content, like with the images and so on?
One of my favorite tools that I use is Canva. And I recommend Canva Pro. It's $12 a month because you get so much more with Canva Pro, just with the images alone. That's another thing with social media. Imagery is very important, and some good photos and good photography. So Canva Pro, I always highly recommend using that.
Awesome. And so my last question is about you. So if someone listened to this interview or read it, and they said, okay, I want to work for Carolina.
Okay.
How would they do that? Is there, do you have any kind of offering? Like, how does that, I know I kind of put you on the spot, but how would they do that?
So they can go to my website, carolinamankowski.com. My handle is the same on all social media platforms, at Carolina Mankowski. Send me a DM, say hello, and I would love to work with you. I can hop on a call for a few minutes and see what's going on, see where I can help you. I do social media management as well. So I take care of content and posting and all that. I do that for Facebook. But just say hello and DM and let's take your business to the next level and let's get on social media. Let's bring eyes to the business. And right now is the time to build. We have all this time to do that.
Awesome. So I'll definitely include the link to your website below the video so that people can easily
Thank you.
Contact you. So thanks for being here, I should say. And I appreciate all of the knowledge that you gave us today.
Yes. Thank you, Jason.